I got your attention now. This very controversial topic is being explained in several videos I'll be releasing over time. Since it's a new year, I figured I'd do a new thing, new tech series, not just one video. So yes, I basically came to this conclusion. It would have been easy for me to say that iOS versus OS 10 could be the title of this series, but no, I'm just coming out straightforward with the answer, which is that iOS is better than OS 10. Now, it wouldn't be fair for me to compare the desktop iMac OS 10 to a mobile iPhone. There's no competition there. They're two different genres. How do you grade them? But Apple made something called an iPad Pro, and they're advertising it something that can replace your laptop. So now we have competing operating system. People in the market for a laptop could instead buy an iPad Pro. Buying an iPad instead of a laptop wasn't an option until now. So, keeping that in mind, I've used a MacBook for big portions of my life, and I ended up going with this beast of a tablet. And the most common thing I've heard about it is, who's it marketed towards? It's for me. That's who. So in today's video, I want to cover add-ons that the iPad Pro has that MacBooks can't get. Two primarily. Two very big features: internet access and battery life. So you may come up with the argument that with a MacBook Pro and higher, you can get very high storage configuration. And you are right. But here's the thing. Unless you're a videographer like me and you're editing 4K footage all the time, you don't need insane amounts of storage. With pictures now so easily backed up, seriously, get Google Photos. It's unlimited backup storage. It's so easy. Costs nothing. Any 1080p video. The world is moving towards cloud-based, so get used to it. The times of storing every little file you have on your computer are over. And I can tell you, unless you're a videographer, like I said, you don't need 500 gigs. You don't need a terabyte. You can expand your storage with other Wi-Fi enabled things with this thing, but for the most part, you're not gonna need it. But getting back on track, the two main things, internet access and battery life, can be expanded with an iPad, and they cannot with a MacBook. Think about it. I have a thingy here. Wait. This thingy, it's a battery life extender. This one I believe is at like 1200 milliamps or something like that. It's bigger than this thing's battery, which doubles the battery life. And this thing on its own already has a battery life better than a MacBook. The best MacBooks out there, if you look into the Air or the Pro, can range from 9 to 12 hours. This thing has 10, which is pretty good. But with this, you can expand it to 20. Don't sleep for 4 hours and use this constantly. I hope no one's doing that. But you can take this on trips when you don't have access to power, edit pictures along the way. That's amazing. I've checked. There's no external giant battery plug you can put into the MacBook unless you're gonna invest in some kind of giant generator, which I wouldn't recommend, but if you absolutely have to, I guess go for it. But yes, you can drastically extend the battery life of your iPad. The other thing is internet access. Okay, now I don't have the iPad Pro that has cellular built into it, but that's my point. You can buy an iPad Pro for a little over $1,000 that has a data plan that sticks with it. So wherever you go, you can use the internet. If you have Verizon, like a smart person, you'll have that anywhere. MacBook, not an option. You could tether it to your smartphone, I guess, which isn't as fun. Drains the battery life on your phone. Another reason to get one of these handy things. So for this episode, that's my primary attack point against OS 10 on mobile. Obviously, desktop OS 10 is a whole different story. I'm just going after the MacBooks against this guy. And again, if you want to argue the MacBook Pro is faster or higher specs or with more storage, it's 3 times the price as this thing. So I'm gonna pull out the expensive card on you in an Apple conversation. Yes. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I'll see you in the next one.